All right, I am excited because now we're gonna actually compute with fractions that are tenths and hundredths at the same time because it's possible. All right, so let's first get ourselves prepared. This is called getting warmed up. All right, so let's work in tenths and hundredths by looking at these pictures. So if I check out this picture, they wrote this as 4 tenths. Yep, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those tenths. Or that's the same thing as, if I were to count up all these little squares, that's the same thing as 40 of the hundredths. And if we write that as decimals, I could write that as 0.4, which would be this one, 4 tenths. Or I could write it as 0.4 with a 0 after it, right? This is like there's a ghost 0 on this one, and then the 0 is actually there on that one. So 40 hundredths is the same as 4 tenths, okay? All right, if I go and I try another, all right, let's try another. Okay, we have this picture here. Go ahead and write down on a piece of paper, whiteboard, something. How many tenths is this? In 3, 2, 1. Boom! Okay, I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 more. 7. That's 7 of the tenths. That's the long guys, right? 7 of these. 7 tenths of 1 whole. Okay, how many hundredths? Go ahead and write that down. In 3, 2, 1. 0! Oh, it's not just 7. It's 7D. Look at this. If I put a ghost 0 here and a ghost 0 down here, it morphs itself into this. It's because they are the same, equivalent. How do you write that as a decimal? 0.7 and also 0.70. Yeah, either way, it means the same thing. All right, let's try one more. Let's try the one way down here because this one's a little trickier. I say that because it gives us 200 pictures. All right, write down your thought. In 3, 2, just try something. How many tenths? 1, a 0. Oh my gosh, there's lots of tenths. I have 10 of them here and then 3 more. So that's 13 tenths. Or that's the same thing as 1 whole right here. This is 1 whole dollar or whatever you're thinking of. And then is there another whole dollar? No, there's 3 tenths of another. Okay, could be written either way in tenths. Okay, how about hundredths? How many total hundredths? Write that out in 3, 2. It's gonna be a lot. 1, 0. All right, I have 100 hundredths here. And then I have 30 more here. See how I just attached those zeros? So I have 130 hundredths. Or the same thing as 1. And how many more hundredths? This is worth 1. And how many more hundredths? 30 of them. Okay? So both these, all these numbers are actually the same. Equivalent. And how do we write that in decimal form? Well, we're not going to have a 0 point this time. It's going to be 1.3 or 1.30. Either way, you can see the 13 formed right here, and the 3's in the 10th spot. And then here you can see the 130, and the 0 is in the 100th spot. Yeah! Both of these mean $1 for thinking money. $1.30. Yep. All right, we're ready. We're ready to add some tenths and hundredths. All right, we have 3 tenths plus 42 hundredths. Oh my gosh! How am I going to do this? Because this is tenths and this is hundredths. What? They are not the same. But you guys, we just practiced how to make them the same. So I could say, okay, this one's hundredths. Could I morph this one into hundredths? Yeah, I could. 3 tenths is the same thing as, watch what I'm going to do. Ghost 0, ghost 0. Oh my gosh, 3 tenths is the same thing as 30 hundredths. So 30 hundredths plus 42 more hundredths. Well, that's a lot of hundredths. How many total hundredths is that? Is that the whole thing? Is that 100? No, but it's gonna have a 2 in it, and there's 40 here and 30 here, so it's not 80, but it's 72 hundredths. Just because I thought about 3/10 as hundredths, and that helped me add it together. Or I could use my number line. I could say, okay, I need to go 3/10, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, and then I need to go 42 hundredths more. So I could count out 42. That would take forever. Or I could go 10, 20, 30, 40, and 2 more. Boom, boom. And there I am. So where am I located? Well, this was 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then 1, 2, 72 hundredths. Isn't that cool? Able to add with tenths and hundredths. Okay? Awesomeness. All right, let's try one more. What if they're both in tenths? And it says I have 5/10 plus another 2/10. Will this sum, the answer to this addition problem, be less than half, equal to half, or greater than half? What do you think? Pick one in 3, 2, 1. Bunch. Well, I know 5/10. Look at this. 5/10, 3, 4, 5 is right here. And that's actually, 5/10 is actually the same thing as half. That's half a dollar. That's 5/10. That's 50 hundredths. So, and I'm going to be adding to that 2 more tenths. So I know it's going to be greater than a half. So 5/10 and then go 2 more tenths. Boom, I'm right here. I am at 7/10. My denominators were already the same. I was working in tenths, so I'm going to get an answer in tenths. So 5 and 2 more is 7. 7/10. I'm still not at 1 whole yet. And then these ones, here is the answer going to be less than half, equal to half, or greater than half. Pick one. Think about it. Think it through. In 3, 2, 1. Cha-ching! Okay. 4 hundredths is barely anything. But 38 hundredths, I mean, is that close to half? Well, I have 10, 20, 38. So 38 hundredths is right here. And here is halfway. If I add on 4 more hundredths, am I going to get to the halfway point? No, I would need more. So it's actually going to be less than half. How much less? Well, here was 38, and then I need to go 4 more. 39, 40, 41, 42. There it is. 42 of the hundredths. Awesome. And I know I was working in hundredths. I didn't even have to change any of the denominators to think about it. And it wasn't worth 50 hundredths, was it? That'd be half. It was worth 42 of the hundredths. Close to half, but I would need 8 more hundredths to get there. All right, good job. We just did hard things.